Hello and welcome to Poor Bastard Prepping. Today's video is going to be about communications off grid. I'm going to try to simplify this in the best way I can. Oh hell, I just take the hat off so you can face better. Yeah, off grid communications might be a good thing to know how to do in case the proverbial SHTF. Because let's face it, these things, cell phone, they require a whole bunch, a complex network of cell towers, interconnector, ability to the internet, this, that, and the other. You need something simpler in technological terms. I mean, these things are great, and yes, I know it's a flip phone and it's 2024, but hey, I'm a poor bastard, and it just works. So that's that. But I'm talking, maybe taking a step back, or, well, a few steps back or a couple decades back in the technology in order, to keep things running, when, I don't know, internet outage, nationwide cyber attack, power outage, etc., etc. One thing that I believe it's guaranteed to work no matter what, one of these things, good old-fashioned radio. I mean, yeah, you're going to need a means of getting information, right? That's one of the simplest means of getting information, whether it's from a local area or across the globe. Really, all one would probably really need is just a good basic AM/FM radio. If somebody's going to be broadcasting something somewhere, and yes, before I get into too much detail on AM and FM radio can be heard from a maximum of, I'd say, between 50 to 75 miles away under good atmospheric conditions. AM radio in the daytime, anywhere between 80 to 170 miles. But at night, you can hear stations all across the United States on an AM radio. Something to keep in mind. I've literally taken something as basic as this, real basic AM/FM radio, and I've heard from my location here in the Midwest, stations as far away as Iowa. I've picked up Canada on the AM broadcast band, New York City. Yeah, not too shabby for a real antique piece of technology, right? And it's easy to use. Another thing that I'd highly suggest getting would be a Citizens Band transceiver of some kind. Good old CB radio. Now, the reason I say a CB radio instead of a ham radio, which, by the way, I've been a licensed amateur radio operator or ham radio operator for 21 years, is a CB radio, one, doesn't require a license, and two, they're easier to use, and three, there's a lot more users of Citizens Band radio than there are amateur radio in service. I mean, truckers use them, to relay accidents, road conditions, this, that, and the other. But a CB radio has other uses as well. If, say, you and your mutual assistance group has one common set of radios, you just literally turn it on, channel 19, whatever, just start talking. And with that being said, CB radios, they're easy to use, they're easy to learn, often can be cheaper than a ham radio by a big margin. And we like being cheap on here at Poor Bastard Prepping. That's why I like it. You know, it doesn't have to be a mobile unit. If all you can afford is, say, a handheld CB, by all means, get it. They usually have 40 channels, channelized operation, work real good. I mean, you're not going to be talking coast to coast with a handheld CB radio, but for, you know, a good start into maybe getting in your feet wet, a 40 channel AM CB radio and a basic AM FM radio, that would be a great start. And if you're smart and a little bit savvy about it, shop on Amazon. I picked up this little XH Data AM FM shortwave radio for $10. $10, that's it. And it just, you know, does what it needs to do. You got your local plus your international shortwave bands where you may or may not be able to get international broadcast information. I mean, I'll delve into the finer details of it a little bit later in another video. But, you know, for right now, you just gotta keep things nice and simple. You know, gather your information, do this, that, and the other. You know, we all got to start somewhere. And with basic off-grid communications, in my opinion, all you'd really need is an AM FM radio and some type of handheld CB radio to start out. Then after that, you can move on to bigger and better once you get comfortable in it. Another good thing I'd also recommend is having some type of radio or a dedicated radio with a weather band. Weather band, it'll give you detailed reports of obviously the weather, but it'll also give you the date and time of day. And all you got to do is just turn it on and tune in. I will show you here.
Radio.
Let's see here. All right.
North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour.
It's one of my fancier radios.
Lows in the mid-40s. Northeast
Here,
winds 5 to 10 miles an hour.
that's
Sunday,
weather-based.
sunny. Highs in the
It
mid-70s.
could also alert you.
Northeast winds around 5 miles an hour. Sunday night, clear. Lows in the mid-40s. Northeast winds around 5 miles an hour until midnight, becoming light and variable. Monday.
You know, some with weather band. AM FM weather band radio, maybe they make them. AM FM weather band shortwave radio, they make them. This is an AM FM solar powered AM FM shortwave weather band radio. You know, perfect for camping, SHTF, etc., etc. Yeah. You can also get pocket models that do the same thing. Or if you're really cheap, you can just get like a really antique radio like this. This is just a AM radio. This thing's over 50 years old. Still works. I picked this up at a yard sale for like $5. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be brand new. The main point of, you know, getting a piece of equipment is obviously making sure it works and learning about it. You know, have fun. But when it comes down to it, a good start in basic off-grid communications and information gathering would be, one, a basic AM/FM radio, playing around with it, and two, some type of a handheld CB radio, really. I mean, it doesn't have to be brand new. It's just gotta work. And I hope this has been a helpful kind of video for, you know, off-grid, SHTF, whatever the hell is coming down the road. Y'all have a good one. And there will be a few more videos from Poor Bastard Prepping.